going on YouTube. Week 2 NFL picks video. Last week I went 9-7. There was a couple games where I was iffy about last week, and it showed like couple. There was a couple of tough matchups. There's some pretty good matchups this week as well that were tough to pick. But I'm gonna get right into it. Jets and Patriots. I picked the Patriots. Steven Rose already knows that. Um, Patriots squeaked it out. Ugly, ugly game. A lot of drop passes and whatnot. I explained that in my last video. Rams at Falcons. This was a tough game, but I'm gonna go at the Falcons. Both teams coming up. Actually, the Falcons coming off a loss. Rams beating the Cardinals last week. Falcons, I think, is gonna take advantage of their home field at home. Chargers at Eagles. This was another tough matchup, but I think the Eagles will pull it off. So I got the Eagles at home. Cowboys at Chiefs. I didn't really pay attention to what the Chiefs did last week because they played fucking Jacksonville Jaguars, who suck, worst team in the league. But I'm gonna pick the Cowboys in this game because I think Tony Romo and that Cowboy defense is decent. So I think the Cowboys will pull that one off. Dolphins at Colts. This was a tough one, man. I didn't know who to go. Please, you already know who I'm going with. The Miami Dolphins are gonna kick that Colt ass. Titans at Texans. Definitely picking the Texans. Even though Titans beat the Steelers, that Pittsburgh team is not the same Pittsburgh Steelers team that we've been watching for the past couple of years. That team's in shambles. Texans are at home. Houston's definitely going to kick the Titans' ass. Shout out to you, Steven Rose, big Texas fan. Redskins at Packers. Redskins did not look good at all last week. RG3, I guess, was starting to shake that rust off towards the end of the game. Rodgers is coming off a loss. It's in freaking Green Bay. There's no way Packers are losing that game. Packers are winning that game easy. Browns at Ravens. Ravens are definitely winning that game. Browns suck. So I got the Ravens in that one. Panthers at Bills. This is another interesting one. Panthers played really well against a good Seattle team last week. So I think they're going to have the slight edge against the Bills this week, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Bills could possibly win this game. They could have won last week. You know, that game was tossed up in the air. Anybody could grab it, but the Patriots beat the Bills last week. It's in Buffalo. I mean, EJ Manuel is a decent quarterback. I don't know. That game could go either way. But I got the Panthers in that one. Next game, Vikings at Bears. Division rival game. It's always tough to pick a division game. Usually, except for the Browns and Ravens. The Browns suck. I'm not high on the Browns at all this year, especially from what the Dolphins did last week. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, Vikings and Bears. I'm gonna take the Bears in this one. Vikings really only have one offensive player, and that's Adrian Peterson. Other than that, Greg Jennings is not a factor without a quarterback. Christian Ponder is not a good quarterback. He's decent at best, mediocre at best. But I'm gonna take the Bears in that game. I think they'll beat the Vikings. Saints at Bucks. Buccaneers suck. I'm taking the Saints. Saints beat the Falcons last week. Saints are the real deal this year. Now that Sean Payton's back, I'm taking the Saints. Lions at Cardinals. This was another tough game for me to pick. But I'm going to take the Cardinals. Cardinals are coming off a loss. They're at home. That stadium is wild. I've been there last year when the Dolphins played the Cardinals. Visiting my cousin out in Arizona. This game can go either way. Reggie Bush is a beast. Matt Stafford is a beast. You always got to worry about Calvin Johnson. But I'm taking the Cardinals in this one. I think they'll squeak out the victory. Jaguars at Raiders. Definitely the Raiders. They're in the black hole. Jaguars suck. Yeah, they got Chad Henne at quarterback, who's an upgrade from Blaine Gabbert, in my opinion, but still not enough to win against the Raiders at home. Raiders are not a dangerous team, but they're going up against Jacksonville. Shout out to you, Pistol 213. I'm taking your Raiders. Broncos at Giants. Perhaps the toughest matchup of the week for me. Peyton Manning going up against Eli Manning. Brother versus brother showdown. This game's down at 4 Eastern time. It's in New York. However, I can't go up against Peyton Manning. I can't pick against him. That offense looked incredible last Thursday against the Ravens. I'm gonna take the Broncos to win in New York. Older brother beating younger brother. Pretty good too. I think the Giants have a lot of question marks at running back. They had a lot of 6 turnovers last week or something like that against the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Broncos. I'm going to stick to my gut and take the Broncos. 49ers at Seahawks. Another tough matchup. 49ers going up against the Seattle Seahawks. That stadium is probably the loudest stadium in the NFL. However, I don't think Seattle doesn't show me much. They struggled against the Panthers last week, but Panthers, they could be a decent team this year. I'm going to take the 49ers still. I think Colin Kaepernick and company is going to be too much for them to handle, even though it is in Seattle. I'm going to stick to my gut and take the 49ers with that one. And the Monday night game, Steelers at Bengals. I'm going to go with the Bengals. As I said before, Steelers suck. They're not showing me anything this year. Even I know it's early, I know it's only week 1, but they got injuries at running back. Le'Veon Bell, who knows how long he's going to be out for. Isaac Redman, not a factor. Felix Jones, not a factor in the run game. Ben Roethlisberger, he's up and down. They got rid of Mike Wallace. Now they're relying on Antonio Brown, who I think is a decent receiver, and Emmanuel Sanders. But I think that the Bengals are going to be too much for them, and AJ Green is going to rip them a new asshole. AJ Green's the real deal with Andy Dalton passing him. Look out for the Bengals this year. They could be decent. But yeah, that's my pick. So I'm going to go just read them off to you again. Patriots, they already won. Falcons, Eagles, Cowboys, Dolphins, Texans, Packers, Ravens, Panthers, Bears, Saints, Cardinals, Raiders, Broncos, 49ers, and Bengals. I have them all written down. I'm going to be paying attention, marking them down as they win and loss. Like I said, last week I went 9-7. Hopefully I do a little bit better this week. I think I'm like 3rd in my division or something like that. Yuck Higgins here, 6-6. Shout out to you. You did horrible last week, man. 6 wins is not that great. Shout out to all my subscribers. Good luck with all your teams this week. This upcoming Sunday. It's gonna be a good week, especially for me because the Dolphins are gonna kick that ass, as you saw in my Hate Week video. Shout out to AFC Miami East, Nasty Boy 15, Miami Kings, Heat fan. Shout out to you guys, all Dolphin fans. And I'll be making on my next video after Sunday. Either a Crow video, which it won't be, so I'm not worried about it, or a recap video. So until then, I'm out.